Welcome to Serial at Midnight. My name is Heath, and I'm glad you're here because today is my birthday. And instead of doing something really extravagant or going to some fine restaurant or whatever, I've taken the day off of work. I'm by myself. My wife's at work. My daughter's at school, and I just want to do a thrift store crawl and see what I can find. There's 3 that I know of that I'm going to be hitting today, and I may run in Big Lots while I'm at it just to see what's going on there too. So I invite you to come along and let's see what we can find.
Alright, here we are in the first thrift store, and right off the bat, this Bay City Rollers record. Flip it over to the back cover. What is happening here? What are they doing to each other? Look, it's none of my business, I guess. And here we are looking through the DVDs. A lot of the usual suspects here. Get Shorty, see that one everywhere. What else we got here? Die Another Day. 2 copies of Die Another Day, back to back. Nobody wanted it. Somebody chose to just watch that another day. And look, wedged here is a copy of The Rum Diary with Johnny Depp. And I have to tell you, I put it back. I couldn't bring myself to do it. And here's a Disney. I was intrigued by this because Disney photos. This is literally someone's Disney vacation photos on a burned CDR at a thrift store. Almost bought it out of curiosity. And here's The Office Season 1 and Season 2, the original BBC Office. I almost picked these up too, but it's missing the Christmas special, so it's not complete, and I would have had to track that down, and it's a whole thing. But this also caught my eye, the Sasquatch movie from the 90s with Lance Henriksen. Stare into the eyes of the abyss. Alright, we're walking into the second thrift store. Sorry about the shaky camera work, but I had to edit out tags, car tags, because that's the thing you don't think you're gonna have to worry about when you start a YouTube channel. Here we are, more DVDs. Let's see if the same thing catches your eye here. Batman Brave and the Bold Season 1, the complete Season 1. But unfortunately, when you open up the case, it's just one disc. It's not the one we want. These are not the DVDs you're looking for. And this is your second chance for Nickelback. If anybody wants Nickelback, there it is. I could buy it and send it to you if you want it. Alright, third stop. They've restocked since I was here last, but this movie is not called Meet Johnny Barrows. It's called Mean Johnny Barrows. Fred Williamson. I don't know what's up with this DVD, but that's not the right name. And they also have Horror Express with Christopher Lee. Peter Cushing is in this movie too. Nowhere to be seen on the front of the case though. And then, wait for it, Rhinestone, Sylvester Stallone and Dolly Parton, a match made in heaven. And if you look here, we got another one of those Tom Selleck, Jesse Stone movies. There's movie number 5. I like how they numbered his forehead. Movie number 6, movie number 4, movie number 3, and the last one is movie number 2. So that's most of the series right there. You could have just picked it up in one fell swoop. Dun 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 dun. I left that one for somebody else. I got Pride and Prejudice. I would like to get the complete Green Acres. There's a Shout Factory DVD set of that, but I can't. I think they just put out the first season, that release. This is the Mike Young Productions version of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. I do have that, but that's cool. I haven't seen that there before. And then Dragon Ball Z Season 1 on DVD.
Alright guys, we are back in the Serial at Midnight movie dungeon. Little tip, I'm wearing a different shirt. It's a whole different day. It's actually days after I filmed the first part of this video. Because when I came in from the thrift store run, I was tired. I'd been literally thrifting for 4 hours. And my head was kind of hurting. Long story short, I was like, it's my birthday. I don't want to go do production stuff right now. So I just took the rest of the day off. Put all these bags in the closet. And there they have sat. And I kind of forgot what all I picked up. I remember some of the stuff that I got. But I've kind of forgotten some of it. So I might be surprised. I'd be like, I bought that? That's amazing. So let's just start with the first haul. This was the first building. I don't think I filmed going into that store. But, so I got one DVD. This is awesome, the Black Soul Dynamite. It's a collection of blaxploitation movies from the 70s and the 80s. It's 10 movies, and look, it was $1.99. It's got stars such as Jim Brown, Fred Williamson, and Jim Kelly. Those are the icons of the blaxploitation scene. I don't know what the quality is going to be like on these because it is a 10 movie set, so probably not very good. But that's okay, $1.99 for 10 movies that are, as far as I know, not in any other sets. We got a flipper disc, and then we have a one-sided disc. So I'm really excited about it. I love blaxploitation movies. I love that 70s, the whole movement. You would not maybe expect that from me. Maybe you would. I don't know. But I have the Dolomite box set. I have a bunch of Jim Kelly movies. I'm into the blaxploitation. I think those movies are fantastic. I picked up some records. I don't know how much of these you guys are going to be interested in, but I'm going to show them to you anyway, because sometimes I get support from you guys for my eclectic tastes, if you will. First one is this cool Mariachis de Mexico record. This is straight from the 60s. I don't know if it did not stop in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, or the aughts. It just came straight from the 60s. It's only just arrived. But this is cool. This is like, that 60s exotica where people would like travel the world from their hi-fi. That's cool to me. I'm really into that stuff, and I think the cover alone is really cool. So that's one record. And then whole bunch of this. Herb Alpert, the Tijuana Brass Greatest Hits. Herb Alpert, Blow Your Own Horn. You can get arrested for blowing your own horn in certain cities and states. Herb Alpert, Fandango, and Herb Alpert, Rise. And they had more Herb Alpert, but I had everything else that they had. And I love Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass. Here's a fun fact: if you're not super familiar with Herb Alpert, which you probably why would you be? The Tijuana Brass did not exist until that he needed to tour. It was just Herb Alpert in the studio. So Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass was just Herb Alpert for like a few years. So fun fact. Also fun fact, the dude is still recording. He's putting out an album in like a couple of weeks. And then we'll go to the second. Now, you know what? The second thrift store haul was like massive. So let's do the third one, and then we'll just wrap up with like the mother of all thrift store hauls. So, okay, the third store, that's the Salvation Army where all the rich people take their stuff. And I went in last weekend, and they didn't have anything. Nothing new. But this week was much better. So right off the top, Strange Tales. This is a Mill Creek set. 20 movies. It's a 20 movie pack. I have most of these movies on other sets because when you start getting into these Mill Creek bricks of movies, there's a lot of overlap. But there were a few on here that I do not think that I have. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.Maybe Warriors of the Wasteland, which is a Fred Williamson movie. Actually, I think that one might be on the Drive-In Cult Cinema collection. Some of these are just like, here's a Japanese movie called The War of the Monsters from 1966. I don't think I have that one, but I want to point out that these are all on spindles, one-sided discs on spindles. The set's from 2006, but that's a classy move right there. So that's really cool. And then I picked up The Hobbit. Now this is, we gotta come go with me here. The Hobbit was released in 2001 on DVD. This is the Rankin Bass version of The Hobbit from the 70s, where there's like the singer-songwriter, narrator. I can't remember his name. He's not on the back. But it's like, the greatest adventure is in your heart. They released this on VHS. That's how this movie lived on VHS and video stores for a couple of decades. And then in 2001, Warner Brothers released this movie on DVD, probably because of the Lord of the Rings movies. But there were sound effects missing from the Warner Brothers pressing. So like the scene in The Hobbit where all the dwarves are in Bilbo Baggins' house and they're like singing a song about cracking the plate, like ruining his kitchen and stuff. In the original VHS version, in the theatrical version, there's sound effects of like dishes clanking and all this stuff. Anyway, there's a lot of sound effects that did not get carried over to the Warner Brothers remaster, which is weird. And so I picked this up. This is not the Warner Brothers disc. This is a Parade video, and it looks like it was from 1997. So we're talking super early DVD stuff here. It might even be a VHS rip. I'm not sure, but I did some research on it after I got home. I said I put these things in the closet, and I did. But I did do some research on a few things, and I wanted to see if this had the same problems with the missing sound effects, and it does. It is missing the same sound effects that the Warner Brothers version has. So I'm no better off with this, but it is kind of a curiosity. So it's cool to have. I do not have this movie on DVD. So now I do. It's $2. I'll drop that for The Hobbit. This is very cool. This is Johnny Cash live in Ireland. Y'all know I love me some Johnny Cash, and it's got special guest June Carter Cash and Chris Christopherson. If you do not know how much I love Chris Christopherson, here you are. I love Chris Christopherson, the coolest dude ever. But anyway, this DVD is still sealed. It's still wrapped in the shrink wrap. Has a Walmart price tag on it for $9.99. So this comes to us, straight from retail. I don't know why someone would buy Johnny Cash on DVD and not open it, but someone did. And that's weird to me. I would like to know what's wrong with that person. Hey, whoever did that, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? And then I did spring for this Jesse Stone movie that I don't have. Now I think I have. There are 9 of them. I did the tally. There are 9 of them, and I have 6 of them. So there are 3 left that I don't have, and it's the final 3. I've actually managed to accumulate the first 6 in the series at thrift stores and yard sales. So I will have $10 or less in the whole series. So that's still pretty good, right? That's pretty good. I picked up a couple of CDs while I was there. I picked up Cat Stevens' Greatest Hits. Cat Stevens is Hurting Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. So this is cool. And I picked up The Best of the Village People. Because why not? Because why not? I don't have any Village People in my collection. Yes, I am happily married, thank you, but I don't have any of the Village People in my collection, and I like some disco stuff. In my 30s, as I enter my very late 30s, the twilight of the 30s, I find myself into disco. It's a little strange, but I make no apologies about it. It is what it is. Village People, some obscure Village People deep tracks may end up on a future Space Lounge. You'll have to tune in to find out. And then this is the mother load. Oh, check all this out. If I swung this and hit somebody with it, I'd be in trouble. So, lots of DVDs and music and stuff. Oh, this is in this bag. So this came from it's Hanson. My wife loves Hanson. Do you notice a lot of women in their 30s really like Hanson? Maybe even the 20s too. But people like girls who were in their late teens and early 20s when Mbop hit the scene, they love Hanson. It's a weird phenomenon. So this was 99 cents at that first thrift store that I got the Blaxploitation collection for. It was in this bag. I don't know. It's almost like somebody was listening to it and they just put it in here, but that didn't happen. So that being said, I picked up. This is an eclectic mix. I don't remember if there's any music in here, but we definitely have movies and books. So I'll just launch into Chris Kattan's Saturday Night Live Best Of DVD. You know from previous thrift store videos that I am trying to rebuild or just build in some situations my Saturday Night Live DVD collection. I did not have Chris Kattan. I had them all. A recap of the story. I had them all, or I had many of them at some point, but I'd gotten rid of them over the years because I thought that they'd reissue them in a box set like they did those first few seasons, but they never did. So now I have that one. I also picked up the 25th anniversary disc. Oh, I should also say, this was $3, which is as high for these thrift stores, but it's still sealed. This has never been opened. They wanted $3 for it. I'd pay, if I ordered it online from somewhere, I'd pay $3 shipping. I'd probably pay more than that, probably $4. But so I had the 25th anniversary special. I remember watching that live. That was a really cool show, so I have that one. By the way, some of these cases are beat up. It's got some, looks like it's been burned or something up here, but the discs look really good. Best of Eddie Murphy. Great stuff. I might actually have this one already. I'm not sure. I have a multi-pack, and I think maybe Eddie Murphy's on the multi-pack, but I was willing to take a shot because, this thing looks like it's never ever been watched before. I was willing to take a shot because it's Eddie Murphy, and these were $1.50. The one that was sealed was $3, but the others were $1.50. Best of Phil Hartman. Rest in peace, Phil Hartman. I can't believe how that all went down and what happened to him, but such a great, talented guy. What else do we have here? Oh, this is the last one. The Best of Will Ferrell, Volume 2. Okay, this has the black sticker on it, so maybe this came from that first thrift store. It must have. And I just grouped them all together. I don't know why I did that, but I did. So anyway, between So now, and I throw them. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 more Saturday Night Live DVDs to join the collection. And one day, I will have them all. They will be mine. Oh yes, they will be mine. Okay, now here is something that, look, don't give me grief about this. As I've stated in previous videos, I'm a family man. And my daughter loved Hannah Montana when she was much, much smaller. I can't believe how long ago it was. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago. I'm not going to get verklempt. I promised myself I wouldn't cry. I just have, like, there's nothing special about Hannah Montana. I like Miley Cyrus, but there's nothing special necessarily. This is a Disney show. I like to support Disney shows, and these Disney sitcoms, when they go away, they just like drop off the face of the earth. Like, Disney has no interest in preserving past Disney sitcoms. Like Lizzie McGuire, like if you didn't grab that stuff when it was out, you never seen it again. So they released officially 2 full seasons of the show on DVD in the US, season 1 and then season 4, which was the final season. They never did a complete season 2 or a complete season 3. There are many episodes from those seasons spread out on individual discs, but these are the only 2 complete season sets that they ever did. These were $3 a piece. Great deal, great price for something like this. If I ever want to import, I could get season 2 and season 3 imported from other countries, and I will probably do that just so I could put it on my shelf, and maybe in 10 years, my daughter will come back around and we'll put an episode on and we'll just cry and we'll just talk about the old days before Miley Cyrus was like sticking her tongue out the side of her face. I don't think there's anything wrong with Hannah Montana. It's just, I think it occupies a special place in my heart. And I never knew that when it was on the first time. Like when I was watching it with my daughter, I was just like, ugh. And then it becomes like Stockholm Syndrome where you're like, well, I have to watch this show, but I kind of starting to enjoy it. And then here I am all these years later, and I'm like, those were good times. I'm getting seriously emotional about that. So let me tell you a story. So I ordered what I thought, for my birthday, I'm into Dean Martin. Like I'm kind of falling into a Dean Martin phase, which is kind of strange because it just came out of nowhere. But I ordered what I thought, it was called Dean's Ultimate Collection, and it's a Time Life set of 17 DVDs. And I found it's out of print, of course, because everything I want is out of print. And I thought that I was ordering it from eBay. The lady had the lister had a picture of the Ultimate set. It was matched the description. So I bought it for myself for my birthday. It was a great deal. The box set was like $200, and this was like a steal. I didn't pay $200. So it came the other day, and it's like 17 individual DVDs from a mail-away program from the early 2000s, not Time Life, something completely different. So while it is the Dean Martin variety show, it's not what I ordered. And so I reached out to her. I was like, this is not what you listed. This is not what you have the picture for. Every time I try to do something like this on eBay, it always comes back to bite me. And I got a substantial chunk of my money back, and I got to keep the DVDs. So I got 17 Dean Martin DVDs, one of which is completely broken on the spindle. So 16 Dean Martin Variety Show DVDs for next to nothing, but it's not what I wanted. And so it was with this knowledge in my heart that I was kind of depressed about the whole thing, because I still have to put that together now. I still have to find that. It's still my white whale. And I was in the thrift store, and they have the best of Dean Martin, the Dean Martin Variety Show. Now, this is just a 1-disc set, so it's one of the 17 Time Life DVD sets, but this is a start. So I have access to some Dean Martin Variety Show around my birthday, which has been really nice. And this is 159 minutes. So those DVDs that I got from eBay are an hour each, and this is almost 3, and I got it for $1.50. So I feel pretty good about that. Now, let's dig into some books, shall we? I picked up this book, Star Trek Losing the Peace. I've never heard of this book. I have a huge Star Trek book collection. I'll have to show you guys sometime. I mean, it's like, it's well over 100 items. Well over. It's like a shelf. I have one shelf, like a full shelf, that's half Star Wars, half Star Trek. Because you don't have to choose. You don't have to... Wars versus Trek, they're completely different. This book was $1. And I'm trying to remember if it was on sale. I feel like maybe it was because they do colored tag sales, so like green, blue, orange, depending on the color of the tag. I picked up this book, Fantastic Four: Redemption of the Silver Surfer. Right? That's cool. By Michael Jan Friedman. And it is, I don't know what to say about it. I loved, like in the 90s, they would do novels, like comic book novels. And I don't know why we got away from that, but you'd have like your text, and then you have like the occasional illustration. Where did that go? It's just really cool stuff. So that's cool. Anyway, I picked up more Star Trek books. I picked up Star Trek Log 1 by Alan Dean Foster, and I picked up, Star Trek Log 2. So the first 2 Star Trek logs. I'm trying to remember if these were the novelizations of episodes or if these are something else. Because there were a book, they did do compendiums of novelizations. I do not remember, and this is death on YouTube, so I'm just going to stop talking. Star Trek Logs 1 and Star Trek Logs 2. That's not all of the Star Trek. Nay. I also got Star Trek New Frontier, book number 1 by Peter David. This was Peter David's series, The New Frontier. I think I have book 2 somewhere else. So with book number 1, I can start reading. I picked up The Eugenics War. This is part 2. The Rise and Fall of Khan Noonien Singh, Volume 2. There was a 2-book cycle by Greg Cox. Is it Greg Cox? Yes. Memory. And it was kind of like the backstory of Khan, like the whole like in the episode Space Seed of the 60s series. You don't, like, he's already been frozen, like he's on the prison colony ship or whatever, the Botany Bay, and he's been like exiled. And so the conflict has already happened. And this is these 2 books, which I do not have part 1. I've read these. I read these years ago, and I don't know what happened to them. I think I lost them during a move or like at some point, but it's the account of the battle on Earth or wherever that led to him being exiled and on that ship. I just found another DVD. Okay, well so this DVD was in there too. This is called Concrete Cowboys. It's not Mill Creek, it's Echo Bridge, which is kind of like Mill Creek, but I don't think Echo Bridge is not in the same level as Mill Creek. But the lead movie is this movie called, it's Concrete Cowboys, Tom Selleck and Jerry Reed, Eastbound and Down. So you got Magnum PI and you got the Snowman. You can't lose with that. And then it's got 7 other movies. No, 8 bonus movies. So it's got 9 movies on it. They're all on trays, so that's pretty sweet. And it was $1.50, so I did definitely jump on that because I like Tom Selleck. See previous Jesse Stone movie, and I certainly like Jerry Reed. Okay, this is the last item of the entire thrift store haul. So I picked up the Xena. What is this called? Xena Warrior Prince's Official Guide to the Xenoverse, and it was I remember it was an orange tag sale. So it was $1.50, and orange was 50% off. So I got this for 75 cents. And for 75 cents, that is pretty sweet. It's got color photographs. I haven't even flipped through it yet because most of this stuff's been sitting in a closet waiting to do this video. But I guess I will learn how to be an official Xena person. Check out young Bruce Campbell, you guys. I say young, I mean, I guess it was like 20 years ago? 20 something. Wow. Anyway, so that was it. That was the haul, but that was my birthday haul. I mean, it's like a massive amount of stuff. Records, books, movies, Hanson CDs. So I feel really fortunate to have had the time to go do that. And I don't know when the next thrift store video is going to be because they have been getting very hit or miss. I continue to go in thrift stores and there's just not much there. So this may be the last one for a while, but if it is, what a note to go out on. This is the longest thrift store video I think we've ever done. It may hold the record for a long time. It's Heath's birthday thrift store crawl, the mega haul. So guys, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, to hang out with me, to go to these thrift stores with me, for being so interactive on the website, the comments and the videos. You guys continue to blow me away with your kindness, your knowledge, and your friendliness. Like how much, like, you're just awesome. You're so supportive. So thank you so much. I do appreciate you more than you will ever know. And I will catch you later.